It was in 1986 when Savak was plowing his land. Evening was falling. The sun was turning the horizon red, and suddenly the metal of his plow struck something hard. As he cleared the earth, a strange sculpture emerged. A phallus carved in stone, an epiphalic protomb. Surprise mingled with doubt. If I leave it here, it'll be lost, he thought. But if I take it to the village, they'll laugh. The hill and its guardian. In southeastern Turkey, on the Gurmush mountain range, rises a hill 770 meters above sea level that locals know as Gobekli Tepe, Potbelly Hill in Turkish. Today, archaeologists and travelers consider it the oldest temple in the world discovered to date, with more than 12,000 years of history. But before becoming the center of excavations and theories, it was a lentil field looked after by a farmer named Savak Yildiz. The hill and its guardian. In southeastern Turkey, on the Gurmush mountain range, rises a hill 770 meters above sea level that locals know as Gobekli Tepe, Potbelly Hill in Turkish. Today, archaeologists and travelers consider it the oldest temple in the world discovered to date, with more than 12,000 years of history. But before becoming the center of excavations and theories, it was a lentil field looked after by a farmer named Savak Yildiz. Finally, he wrapped it in cloth and took it home. Within a few days, the news spread by word of mouth. There were curious onlookers, laughter, and even offers to sell it illegally. Feeling overwhelmed, Savak made a decision to hand it over to the Şanlıurfa Museum. After a 2-hour horse-drawn carriage ride, he arrived at the museum with the clean piece, waiting for its appraisal. The director looked at it, frowned, and said it did not look old or useful. He was about to return it when an employee suggested storing it in storage just in case. There, it lay forgotten for years. Savak did not know it, but that gesture would preserve the key to a discovery that would change the history of archaeology. The arrival of science. In 1994, German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt, while working in nearby Navali Chori, saw the sculpture stored in the museum. As he felt really intrigued, he traced its origin to Yildiz Hill. The family who owned the land granted him permission to excavate. What Schmidt and his team found exceeded all expectations. Stone circles, T-shaped pillars up to 5 meters high, animal reliefs, and abstract symbols, all dating back to prehistory, thousands of years before writing, pottery, or the wheel. The excavations, continued by Jens Notroff and later by Ricardo Eichmann, and now under the direction of Professor Necmi Karul, reveal that Gobekli Tepe extends over 9 hectares, with at least 20 megalithic enclosures, only 10% of which have been excavated. What for generations was a fertile field, famous for its lentils, turned out to be a monumental sanctuary. Pillar 43, the Vulture Stone. Among all the findings, one stands out. Pillar 43, known as the Vulture Stone. At its bottom, carved animals, vultures, scorpions, cranes, snakes, seem to tell a coded story. At the top, 3 identical figures draw attention. They are the enigmatic handbags, or bags, at Gobekli Tepe. Each bag comes together with a small zoomorphic relief. The one on the left, together with a bent bird with small arms or wings. The one in the middle, together with a quadruped with large horns, perhaps a mountain goat. The one on the right, together with a crouching animal descending. These elements, separated by 12,000 years of history, evoke motifs that are repeated in other cultures without contact with each other. Sumerian gods carrying bags, Mesoamerican reliefs, Andean sculptures, and even the god Tain with the 3 bags of knowledge. Is it just coincidence or a universal symbol? Interpretations and mysteries. Engineers Martin B. Sweatman and Dimitrios Tsikritsis interpreted the figures on Pillar 43 as a star map, recording the Taurid meteor shower and a cometary impact that occurred around 10,950 BC, the beginning of the Younger Dryas period. According to their hypothesis, the bags were astronomical symbols. The current archaeological team, however, is more cautious as they do not discard ritual or calendar-related meanings, but they notice that Gobekli Tepe's function is still unclear. What is indisputable is that these carvings were important to their builders, so much so that they occupied a central place on one of the most elaborate pillars in Enclosure D. Epilogue: The Guardian's Legacy. Nearly 40 years later, Savak's grandson, Mehmet Tarık Yildiz, saw his grandfather's phallic sculpture displayed in the museum for the first time. He remembered stories of the hill's abundant lentils and the wishes families made under the wishing tree at Gobekli Tepe. Today, as the monoliths are being restored, Pillar 43 still stands, defying time. The three handbags, carved 12 millennia ago, remain as a bridge between prehistory and the present, guarded, unknowingly, by a farmer and his family. Savak Yildiz was neither an archaeologist nor an astronomer, but he was the guardian of a hill that hid one of humanity's oldest mysteries. Thanks to him, the three handbags at Gobekli Tepe can still ask us, from the stone, who taught us to build and dream?
What if the greatest mystery of the ancient world has been hiding in plain sight? Across Sumer, Egypt, India, Mesoamerica, and beyond, ancient gods and sages are portrayed carrying the same mysterious handbag. Coincidence? Or a forgotten message from our past? The Gods Handbags takes you on a fascinating journey through archaeology, mythology, sacred symbols, and the hidden connections between civilizations separated by thousands of miles. Are you ready to question everything you thought you knew about ancient history? Read the Gods Handbags and decide for yourself.